Welcome to Unapologetically FLY, the podcast dedicated to giving you the tools, inspiration, and information you need to finally live for yourself, no matter the age, situation, or circumstance. I'm your host, Renee Mitchell-Simpson, the self-love and happiness coach and founder of Well Diva Lifestyle and Travel, the premier luxury wellness travel sisterhood for the flyest of aunties. Now get ready to ride along on my journey of reinvention, even at this big age, because sis, I need you to know it truly is never too late to fly. And by fly, I mean finally live for yourself. All right, we are back with another episode of Unapologetically FLY, and I have another good friend here. This is Desiree. Desiree,
Okay.
your last name, girl?
Smith.
Easy. Monique was Smith. Desiree Smith. Okay, y'all might be family.
Probably. There's a lot of us Smiths out there.
Yeah. So Desiree is the wonderful real estate agent who sold me my beautiful home.
Yes, and it is lovely.
Thank you. Desiree picked this house out for me. I was actually still in California.
You were in California.
And you came in, saw the house, and you felt
hey, this was it. Remember you were crying over that other house but this was it. This was it.
Desiree made me forget that other house. So, and then I saw something on your Instagram last year, I believe it was, where you ranked in the top 10% of agents in the Atlanta area. And that is significant because I have heard that everybody in Atlanta is a real estate agent. And most of them are not selling anything. Okay, so they're going around calling themselves agents, and they just, I guess, just have a license.
Or maybe just sell 1 or 2 houses a year, or maybe even 5. But to get to where you're really producing, yeah.
So Desiree is the real deal. If you need a real estate agent, she is for real. She is very knowledgeable and very, what's the word I want to say? I can't think of the word, but I was literally crying in this woman's ear, and she was very, very patient. And I can't think of the word that I want to say, but she takes good care of her clients. I can definitely say that. A lot of people are moving here, so I guess business is pretty good then.
Business is good. I'm working with people. I just had a client who moved here from Delaware, actually.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. They brought a really nice house in Decatur. I work with a lot of first-time home buyers also.
Yeah.
So, business is good. Forget about what you heard on the news and out there. Yeah, business is good.
Good. And then in addition to that, Desiree does Reiki.
Yes.
Am I saying it right? Please share with us, because I'm always like, okay, Reiki, and I always forget what it is. I know it has something to do with moving energy.
It does,
Tell
exactly.
us.
Okay, so this is what how I describe it. You know how we have our physical body that we can use our 5 senses with? We can taste, see, touch, smell, hear, and all of that, right? We have our physical body.
Yeah.
We also have an invisible, non-physical part of us that is very much, affects our movement in this life, right? So think about like when we've had something to happen to us in our childhood or even adulthood, and it's very emotional or maybe even traumatic, and those memories and emotions stay with us, and they are in our emotional or mental field, that invisible part of us. And those memories and thoughts, we replay them, and they get thicker and thicker and denser and more pronounced, and they begin to create dis-ease in our physical body.
Okay.
So what Reiki does is clears and moves that energy, those non-physical blockages, thus creating balance in our physical.
Wow. So give me an example of someone who was healed or restored or whatever through Reiki.
Well, let's say an example. Well, I'll just speak about myself.
Yeah.
So I was having for a time a pain in my side here, and I kind of just would eat a little healthier and things like that, thinking, I don't know, it just needs to go away. I'm not a person who runs to the doctor.
Yeah.
So one day it got really bad where I did end up going to the doctor. And I just went to my regular like family doctor, and she was like, you need to go to the medical facility now and get an MRI, get tested. Because she thought maybe it was my gallbladder, gallstone, something, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I went, they ran tests, did an MRI, all of this discomfort right in here. I stayed overnight while they ran tests, and they came back and said, good news, Miss Smith, nothing is wrong. And I was just like, but I don't feel any better. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And the doctor really got upset with me. She was like, people come here and they get cancer diagnoses, they get this, that, and the other. I'm telling you, you're fine. So be happy, you know? But I wasn't. Bottom line, as I began to do some energy work and everything around it, it was a blockage. It was a mental, emotional blockage. And what I was doing was storing and holding on to pain, emotional pain, and it was like a door. Like, imagine in a house, it was literally, it's like my house is a body, and having a closet full of junk, like a junk closet, stuff you don't want to see, stuff you don't want to deal with, it, you just throw it in the closet and you slam the door. That's what this was. I literally can imagine it in my mind, and this might sound crazy, but it was even like little monsters in there. It was like a closet with monsters. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what the image was when I did work on myself and could see it. And so I did some energy work, and I also worked with another facilitator, one of my mentors, to cleanse that area. And, you know, went through a whole process of emotional energy work on cleansing, doing a healing balm on that area. So just like how you physically clean your house and throw out the junk, throw out the trash, that's what I had to do for this area. And I haven't had that issue in years.
And so how does the cleansing, like, what's the process like?
So it's a couple of things. So when you're doing Reiki, it's similar to like if you get a massage and you're on a table, that's the same as a massage table. And the Reiki practitioner, the energy is moving through us into our hands and onto a person's body. So their hand movements, and sometimes we're over and moving around, or sometimes it's just touch, you know, and just holding as the energy is flowing. Also, there's movements like pulling, you know, literally pulling and then tossing it out. And then when you get into deeper things like discovering specific issues like what I just explained, then you get a little bit more into sort of like some hypnosis type of stuff where you go a little deeper and you use explorative visualization and just going deeper into your psyche to pull and remove.
Very interesting.
For the gist, most Reiki is just the hand movements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, Desiree, how long have you been a real estate agent?
Okay. I like to say since I was 12 years old, I've been a real estate agent. Not really, but my mom was a real estate agent. So when I was a little girl, I used to go to her office and sit on the floor and flip through MLS books. Now MLS is online because we have the internet. But this was in the 80s, and there was no internet, so there was big phone books that were like phone books, but they were black and white, just pictures of houses. I used to go to houses with her and all of that. We used to go to home shows. Fast forward, when I went to college, I majored in finance, and then I changed my major to real estate, and I used to work for commercial property management companies. So I did property management for office buildings, shopping centers, retail developments and whatnot. Then around that time, I went ahead and just got my real estate license, but I didn't really use it until a little bit later in life. So I had my license in the 90s, but I didn't use it a whole lot because I did a lot of commercial real estate for another company. I've done investing, taught real estate. So I've had my license since 1994, but I've really been using it a lot, consistently, probably since the early 2000s.
And what made you get into it more consistently then?
Because of the flexibility with having three children, you know, was married with three children. So I was always very involved in their school activities. And, you know, when you have children, you have doctor's appointments and PTA and all of that. So also, my personality, I'm not a very good employee, honestly. Like,
Me neither.
I will quit a job in a hot second. You know, as soon as something just isn't going my way, or I'm thinking, you know, whatever about the establishment, I'm out. So I really needed something where I was a little more in control, or a lot more in control. Yeah. There are some of us real estate agents, we say we're unemployable. So that's what I say about myself. So that plus wanting flexibility.
Right.
And I was a stay-at-home mom for a time. So, you know, my husband at the time held down the full-time job. So I had flexibility. But yeah, so I started kind of doing it part-time, but really went full-time as my children got into college, you know, and so that's all I do now.
Okay, and that kind of leads me into the next thing I wanted to talk about, because unapologetically fly, meaning finally living for yourself.
Yes.
So you're now an empty nester.
Yes.
And divorced, what, a couple years now?
Actually, well, okay, I've been separated 6.5 years, and we are literally going through our divorce right now. We actually have our hearing on September 19th.
Okay.
So everything will be finalized, I assume, after that. I don't know, never been through this process.
Yeah.
So so my children young adults have now, they've all graduated college, they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And really, I feel like as a 50-something-year-old, I'm now living for myself.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring you on, because I know a lot of our listeners are like, they are afraid to get a divorce, or they've gone through it and it was like, I always heard, oh, it's so horrible, it's so bad, it's so hard, it's so hard. That wasn't my experience. And I'm thinking that wasn't yours, but you want to share about that?
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, it was hard, but I definitely would not have stayed any longer.
That's what I mean. Right.
I did stay until my children all graduated high school, and then I moved. But let me see. It was hard, but at the same time, imagine having so much peace in your life and being so peaceful, but then having regret about what you had to do to gain that peace. And it's like a fight or a battle to gain your peace. That's what I felt.
And now a word from our sponsor. So Desiree is here, and Desiree is going to try Mo's Thai soup.
Thai curry. This is the spicy Thai curry detox soup.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me try it.
It's hot, you guys.
She's
got to blow it. We don't want to burn anything.
I think
I
it's
see
not
some
as hot as
squash,
it looks.
zucchini, some celery in here. It's nice and creamy looking. Okay.
I know, huh?
It has a nice blend of spicy. Has a little kick to it.
Little kick. Not overly spicy.
Very good.
Isn't
and it
that
feels
good?
good going
down, yeah.
And doesn't
Feels
it
really
taste
good going down.
authentically Thai? That's what I like the most.
Very nice.
Fresh ingredients.
Thank you.
Okay, so you were, prior to our break, you were sharing how you have a new sense of peace.
Yes.
What else?
Yes.
What else
have
do you
had
want
to really work on that piece?
Okay.
Yeah. So now that I'm, on my own and not having to deal with the day-to-day children and young adults and even the husband stuff, it's like, okay, Des, what do you want to do? One big thing that I did early on was I bought some land. I bought land in another country.
All right.
And I will be building my house. So that's been a huge sense of accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
And
congratulations.
Thank you. And I think that had I still been in that relationship, it would have been a whole lot of struggle back and forth,
Yeah.
should we, shouldn't we, and when you're on your own and you can just make up your mind and do what you want to do, you just do that.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of being single that people don't, it's like they don't realize. Like, there's a lot of people who think being single is a bad thing. It's like, I don't know who put that out there, but even traveling solo, just,
Right.
being able
Right.
to make your own decisions and having that
Yeah.
freedom to do
Yeah.
the things that really make your own heart sing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm against being
Right.
coupled
Yeah.
up or anything. I'm just talking about doing something for yourself,
Yeah.
being able to not be held back by anyone else, whether you're in a relationship or not.
Right.
And just doing something that is going to bring you fulfillment and satisfaction.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I think it's this whole mindset of like one is better than the other.
Right.
Being married is
Right.
better. Being single is being lonely. And it's, Lord have mercy, so not true.
Yeah. And a lot of it is up to you as the individual.
Right.
Because you can be solo by yourself and lonely as hell and sad and lonely and, ooh, I need to be with somebody. I can't make up my mind. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And you can also be have that same mentality in a relationship.
Now that's the truth.
Yeah. So it's all about you.
That's true.
How are you? What are you going to think? What are you going to decide about how you want to live your life?
Right.
It's not up to anybody else.
Right.
And that's one thing with being solo in my own relationship that I also learned. I was looking for him to make me happy. I was looking for him to satisfy and fill all the voids that I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
And then when I realized when that relationship was gone and I had time to just be with myself and be at peace, I realized the only person who can sufficiently fulfill my life and bring me joy and happiness is me.
It's me. Right.
There's this phrase I heard and it has become my motto, is the one you've been waiting for is you. Yeah.
Yes. That's so true.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Anything else you want to share?
Oh my goodness. I would just say, just keep a positive mental attitude. And I know it sounds so cliche or whatever, but it's really true. You have to keep a positive mental attitude. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can really achieve the things that you're seeking for. And even if you don't hit all of your goals, you at least have something to pull you forward in your life. You have something to wake up and look forward to doing.
Right.
Even if you don't hit it, have something to motivate yourself, whether you're in a relationship, not raising children, no children, whatever your lifestyle, it doesn't matter. If we're on this earth, we're here to live and to thrive. God wants us to be happy, to be whole, to be healthy. I don't care what environment or anything that you're from. So, I've overcome a lot of things and come from, situations that could have really kept me down.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out like that.
I know that's real.
I'm not going out like that.
Now you said you purchased land, and are you okay with sharing where?
Yeah, it's in Belize.
And what
in
made
South
you
America.
pick Belize?
Well, I have a couple that I know, and they have a development down in Belize. And I learned about this development and what they're doing. It's basically a subdivision. And they were selling plots of land. And it's all word of mouth. Everyone who's purchased the land are African Americans from the United States. So there was that. But also, when I was married, we had talked about purchasing land in Belize a good 10 or 15 years ago, talking about it. And I don't know if it feels a little ancestral or something in my bones just about the country Belize. Even the word Belize, when I say it, it resonates in my body.
Okay,
So
well,
I don't know. I feel really connected. I go down there a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's just something about Belize that feels special to me.
Have you done the ancestry
I haven't.
Well, you should.
Yeah,
You
I guess
might
I
be
should.
surprised. I know you're going to be surprised.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
And I've been to a couple of other countries
Yeah.
in Central America and whatnot, and they're all wonderful. But something about Belize, I just really love it.
So you say you all talked about it. Did you actually like make plans to do this, or was this more
No,
dreaming?
it was more dreaming, and then I did come across a friend of mine who also did work in Belize, and she helped people move to Belize.
Okay.
But I wasn't ready at the time. So then, like a few years later, I came across this couple. I was ready, and I made it happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody else wants to do that,
Well, they do have some, they've sold out of the community that they're in, but they do have another community coming online. So I'm sure you will put my contact information out there. So feel free to reach out to me, anyone who's interested in learning more about how to purchase property in Belize, and I'll definitely connect you and share with you all of the information that I know.
okay. And so for our viewers on YouTube, I will put that on the screen. But if someone's listening, how would they reach you?
Well, I'm on all of the social media platforms. So on Instagram, it's Desiree Dixon Smith, and Facebook is Desiree Dixon Smith. So just go to any one of those platforms. I have my email, my phone number. I'm a realtor also, so it's out there. My number, just Google my name, Desiree Smith, Atlanta Realtor.
Okay.
And all sorts of things will pop up. My phone number, my email. My phone is constantly ringing and I answer it.
Okay, and Desiree is Desiree.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there's got to be more. Hold on. I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, I guess also just from the standpoint, I can't remember if we were online or offline when we talked about people being afraid to leave a relationship.
Oh, okay.
So I would say if you're not being fulfilled, if you're feeling ill in your body, you know, and you don't know quite what's going on, you're going to the doctor and constantly you feel like you're doing all the right things, and you don't know what's going on, it could be your relationship, you know. And to really just think outside of the box, because a lot of people have all sorts of issues going on with their bodies and their health, and they are not making the connection to what's happening in their relationship. And it might not even be a spouse. It could be your children. It could be your parents. It could be your job. It could be your career. So whatever that thing is that you know is not fulfilling you, I would say cut that shit. Cut it. You know, and move towards what brings you fulfillment. And if you don't know, sit down, get still, connect with God, get some therapy, get some Reiki done, do something, you know, to help create a shift in your life.
Yeah, because life is to be enjoyed. And I know I saw my mom live a long, unhappy marriage. I always said I would never do that. And so the way that our parents did things and the way that their parents did things, we don't have to do that anymore. But a lot of people are just living by tradition and afraid to step out and do something different. And it's unfortunate because you get to, you know, the last years of your life with regret.
Exactly.
And it just doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't. And it's not easy. Anything I'm saying, you know, I know it's hard. And it takes a lot of work, and you got to move through grief and regret and anger and resentment. All of that. I'm not saying that that's not there and that it just goes away once you know, end a relationship or something. You got to work on all of that. And that's just life. You know?
Yeah, because, I mean, you either go through that or you stay in something that's making you sick, which makes absolutely no sense.
Right. So I think that's the last thing I would say is if you're not feeling fulfilled, do something about it. Do something about it. I know it's hard, but you have the power to do something about it, to change your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Desiree, it's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming to sit on the teal sofa with me today. Right. Thank you for watching. Now be sure to like, subscribe, share with your besties, and tell me what topics would you like more of in the comments below, so I know I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. I also invite you to join me in the Well Divas on one of our Unapologetically FLY wellness travel experiences. Visit welldiva.com and select someplace wonderful to meet up with us. Until next time, stay unapologetically fly.